Alright, let's focus. Okay, is that... I hope that's focused. Hey guys, it's Nicole, and today I'm going to show you my plug collection from 2-gauge to 0-0-gauge. So the first thing that I have is a 2-gauge taper. It's blue. When I first saw this, I was probably at like a 6-gauge, and I thought it was the biggest thing ever, but obviously not. So the next pair that I have in a 2-gauge is this greenish, like greenish blue, I don't know how well you can see this, greenish blue double flare tunnel. I have this clear double flare tunnel. I also have this gold, like with sparkly, like jewel stuff in the front. I got this and the clear pair down in Florida. And the last pair of 2s that I have are these anchors, and they're, well, I don't know if you would consider this like, ooh, they're gross. Sorry, they're a little gross. I don't know if you would consider this like double flare or single flare, considering the anchor on it. I'm just gonna say double flare because I ended up pulling it through my ear, even though it was not very comfortable. Don't recommend that. Next up, we have our 0-gauge plugs. These are my 0-gauge tapers that I sized up with. The first time I sized up, I had a blowout in both of my ears. There was blood and just disgustingness, and it was very bad. And I have learned from that experience not to force things. I was really excited about it, and I shouldn't have, jumped right in. I should have just waited a little bit longer, but I didn't. So there's the story on that. The next pair of 0s that I have are these blue ones that have sparkles, kind of like the gold ones, but these are bigger and they're still threaded. I also have this taper that's like fishnet that came with this single flare plug. And I have another one that's just rainbow spotty that also has a single flare plug. I think I got these on sale, that's why I got 2 of them. I never used them, to be honest. Next up is a pair that I got at Christmas from my mother. They're mermaids, and I really love mermaids. The Little Mermaid is probably my favorite Disney movie. Ariel's the best princess by far. Next up I have these panda plugs that my best friend Miranda gave me for Christmas. They are double flare saddle plugs, and the flare is actually really big, and it kind of hurt to put them in at first. Next I have these cat plugs. These were my absolute favorite plugs when I was at a 0 because I love cats. I have these turquoise double flare saddle plugs that they're really cute. They're I think it's like real stone. That's I don't know. I got them at Hot Topic, to be honest, so I'm not really sure. I have, these are all my 0-gauge silicones. I really like silicone tunnels because they are very, very, very comfortable to wear, especially when you sleep. I don't like wearing regular plugs when I sleep, mostly because it just like pushes against my ear, and it's very uncomfortable. And last but not least, I have this pair of plugs that are saddle plugs, obviously. These would count as more of a 1-gauge because they're smaller than a 0. They're handmade, and my mom got them for me for my birthday, and I love them, but since they were handmade and a little smaller than a 0, I barely wore them. I think they're made out of buffalo horn and abalone shell, if you can see that. That is all for the 0s. Now moving on to the 0-0s. I have these threaded pizza plugs. I actually bought my friend Miranda a matching pair in 0s because that's the size that she wears, and I'm at 0-0. So now we have best friend plugs that are pizza, because who doesn't like pizza? Moving on, I have these silicones, these double-gauge silicones that are glow in the dark, and I like them. I especially like the clear ones because they make your ears look like they don't really have anything in them, and I find that pretty cool. I have these sparkly. Like, these are really beautiful. These really big, sparkly, double zero threaded plugs. I don't really know how to explain them. I wore them to prom because I didn't have really any pretty plugs that fit my ears because these were too big at the moment. Like, the flare was too big. So there's that. Okay, there's a nice story behind this one. This is my Little Mermaid plug. I love this plug, well, these plugs, more than anything. My boyfriend originally got me Ariel in a 0 gauge, but you know, I wore them for the longest time, and I ended up sizing up to a 00, so I didn't know what to do, and I got these stainless steel tunnels, and I had my dad grind down the back of the plug because it was originally a double flare plug, and the flare was pretty big, as you can tell if it fits into the flare of the 00. And he put them in there and he glued them, and they're in here now, and I can still wear them, and it makes me really happy because it was a Valentine's Day present from Justin, and I thought it was the sweetest thing ever. Next up, I have these plugs that I'm currently wearing. They are pink, just like crystal plugs. They have slight chips in them. I got them down at a tattoo shop down the street from my house called Imperial Ink. These are super cute, but super heavy. The next pair that I have is the double gauge 0 silicone tunnels. They're actually bigger than a 00. These are like, these are to help you size up. So it's in between a 7/16 and a 00, which is perfectly fine by me, but I don't want to go any bigger than a 00. I'm stopping here, I'm good with this size. And I just recently, okay, I ordered 2 items from bodyjewelrysource.com. I ordered a 3-plug pack and a mystery plug package, and you know, I paid for it, I did everything that I could. They have really reasonable prices, and shipping's only like $2.99 or something like that. And they usually have a lot of great deals going on, which is pretty awesome. So I ordered them, and it said that I should get it between 7 and 14 days. I'm like, okay, well, that's fine. I waited 45 plus days to get these plugs in the mail. We'd gone through PayPal, we'd tried to cancel my order many times, but they said that it was being shipped at the moment. So it was stuck somewhere between Quincy, Illinois and Hazelwood, Missouri. We don't really know what happened, we think, because it came in such a tiny package that it was just in Ziploc bags. That's all it was. So we think that because it was so small it got lost in the mail, so it wasn't the company's fault, but it was actually USPS's fault. So anyway, I got these plugs. I'm not really happy with some of the quality. Here, I'll show the ones that I don't like the most first. So I got these clear plugs that have the O-rings on them, but when I got them, they're like really sticky from sitting in the heat because they got stuck in the mail, and they left these lines on here. I cannot get these lines off for the life of me, and it's really frustrating because the wear surface also isn't that big either, and it's like the O-rings are going to fall off. So it's kind of scary, so I don't really wear them. And the second pair that I'm not really super content with was the mystery plug pack, but I can't complain because you didn't really get to pick out your plugs. I mean, they're okay, not really my style. Part of it's like an orangey, like it was sitting in the sun for too long. Great. Thanks, United States Postal Service, you guys are great. It's the zebra print, and it's supposed to be white, but it kind of is like orangey. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, those are the 2 pairs that I'm not fond of. The pairs that I really enjoy are these single flare, just plain black plugs, and these white plugs that have the O-rings that actually have like a groove on them to keep the O-rings in place. I really enjoy them. So there was my plug collection, and if you have any requests for anything else that you would like to see, I know I've already done a shoe collection, and now this is my plug collection. If you have any requests for any videos, you can comment, you can message me, you can tweet me on Twitter. It's at queensunshine_. So I'll post that somewhere like down at the bottom of the screen. So if you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.